registration, teaching materials, examinations, student activities, and graduation, students only need to select the desired services and will automatically enter the desired application. It is also equipped with a chatbot feature to make it easier for students to support their learning process. MyUT also offers other benefits to UT students, including assistance to students in finding exam locations through the Examination Participant Card feature, which seamlessly integrates with exam location maps specific to each UT regional office. The website-based and mobile-based MyUT make it easier for students to get services anywhere and anytime.
The Asian Association of Open University proudly present the Book of Open and Distant Education in Asia. Good practices from AAOU members. This book was collaboratively written by 8 members of AAOU. Korea National Open University. Open University Malaysia. Sukhothai Thammasat Open University. The Open University of China. The Open University of Japan. The Open University of Sri Lanka. University of the Philippines Open University. And Universitas Terbuka.
The Asian community has long placed a high value on education. Education has always been seen as the catalyst for social welfare, upward social mobility, as well as human well-being. And nowadays, Asia has emerged as the major distance education providers as well as beneficiaries.
Dear colleagues, this book of Open and Distant Education or ODE in Asia is an important contribution from AAOU members and dedicated to the global ODA field. It will be continued in subsequent series and is anticipated to enrich references to ODE practices.
Welcome to the Asian Association Open Universities Conference at Allama Iqbal Open University. Pakistan is a land of rich panorama. It has marvelous diversity in culture. Stunning Himalayas and gushing waters constitute the geographic splendor of the land. Islamabad is one such place of beauty, and the Allama Iqbal Open University is located at the heart of the city. The Allama Iqbal Open University was founded in 1974 to open fresh avenues in the lives of people through distance education. Only in a couple of decades, the globe became a replica of the system. Today, open universities operate in the world. Being a pioneer institution in Asia, the Allama Iqbal Open University hosted the Asian Association Open Universities Conference. And now we earnestly prepare to wish all of you a warm welcome again. Every possible measure is being taken to make the international event constructive and comfortable. The conference website has been developed to facilitate registration, queries, and contact. Wi-Fi system is available in the campus for continuous communications. Central library and digital library services will also be available for consultation and reference. To make your stay more comfortable, arrangements are being made in the hotels of international chains. You will be served with a variety of foods, especially the Oriental foods, with a blend of spices that will add to your taste. Visits to sites of cultural heritage would make a part of exciting tourism. Domestic handicrafts and products will be your shopping content for family and friends. The Allama Iqbal Open University is making all-out efforts to groom technology-oriented human resource through information and communication technology. Electronic and cyber communication formats are applied in teaching methodology. High-tech electronic software is produced in the Institute of Education Technology. These radio and television programs support the academic content of the university courses. The Center for Instructional Design has recently been established to develop electronic courseware for various programs. The student-centered arrangements also include campus radio, online learning, and educational television. Print materials like books, study guides sent by mail, tutorial instructions, face-to-face sessions in clusters of sciences in laboratories, group training workshops, faculties, and academic program. 35 academic departments of 4 faculties offer 104 programs of studies ranging from secondary level programs to research-based MPhil and PhD programs. The Allama Iqbal Open University ranks among mega universities in the world. We firmly believe in sharing experiences to innovate new structures in distance education. Together, we can enrich the existing practices and explore viable possibilities in education of technology, engineering, agriculture, and medical sciences in open distance learning framework.
A very good morning, everyone. Please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Rahmat Budiman, the Secretary General of the AAOU. A very warm regards from Jakarta, Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, I would like to report that first of all, I would like to thank the speakers and the moderators and all the participants coming from the Philippines, Indonesia, South Korea, Hong Kong, United Arab Emirates, Sri Lanka. And then we are still waiting for the other participants from the other countries. We are very honored to have you all here today attending a very important AAOU Lecture Series, the third, with the title A Roadmap to Successful Publication on 22nd May 2024. I am very sure, I believe that the speakers are very very important person, and also those who are expert in the topic. As you all know that at the end of our journey as a bachelor degree, master, and doctoral degree programs, we must submit our article into a reputable publication. That's why we proudly present the third AAOU Lecture Series and the title Roadmap to Successful Publication. So without further ado, I would like to invite the President of the AAOU, Professor Ojat Darojat, to deliver a welcoming remarks. Professor Ojat, the screen and mic is yours. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Good morning to all my dearest AAOU members and friends. Welcome to the AAOU Lecture Series 2024. For the past 2 episodes, I'm thrilled to see such a diverse and enthusiastic group of individuals joining us, and we have now come to the 3rd episode of our lecture series. I will never be tired to mention that AAOU aims to share and provide unlimited insights and knowledge in the educational context, particularly on open and distance learning. However, this time is exceptionally beneficial for university students who are starting to get familiar with writing academic papers. It needs rigorous and careful steps and understanding before we can create a good quality of research paper. In the last 2 episodes, we have managed to get principal understanding about a research paradigm and how to choose a research topic. Today, we are moving forward to another stop, which will discuss about how to write a research proposal. This topic is important and it serves to be the success to your academic advancements. Writing a research proposal is a critical skill for anyone because it communicates your ideas and argues for the significance of your research. Understanding how to craft a compelling proposal is essential. On today's lectures, I am pleased to welcome our invited speakers who come from different backgrounds to contribute to sharing their insights with all of us. First, please welcome Dr. Wen Huey, the senior lecturer at Wawasan Open University, Malaysia. Hello, good morning, Dr. Khan. It's nice to see you. And thank you for taking the time to be one of the keynote speakers in our lecture today. The second keynote speakers joining us today, please welcome Professor Vasthiyampillai Sivalogathasan. Hello, good morning, Prof. Siva. Thank you for accepting our invitations. It's also nice to see you today. And I would like also to warmly welcome the one who will lead our lecture today, Dr. Jessie Wong, Program Leader of Early Childhood Education from Hong Kong Metropolitan University. Hello, Dr. Jessie. Good morning, and thank you very much for accepting our invitations. We fully keep our trust on you to manage the sessions to be fruitful and engaging today. To our dearest participants, I encourage you all to actively participate into the sessions, ask questions, Share your experiences and take full advantage of the opportunity to learn from one another. To exchange the exchange of ideas and the collaborative spirit that events like this foster are the heart of what AAOU stand for. Once again, welcome to all of you, and let's make the most of this opportunity to advance our understanding and skills in research proposal writing. Enjoy the lecture.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Yes, we agree with you that writing a research proposal is challenging. Ladies and gentlemen, we know this topic is quite heavy. Yeah, it's quite heavy, but I'm sure that with the help of the moderator, the session will be more lighter and then more enjoyable. That's why I would like to invite the moderator for today webinar series. But before I hand over the mic or to the screen to our moderator, let me read her CV. Dr. Jessie Wong is the program leader for the early childhood education, student learning at the School of Education and Languages, Hong Kong Metropolitan University, or HKMU, overseeing a range of programs at sub-degree, undergraduate, and postgraduate level. She is also a school board member of the School of Open Learning, HKMU. With a wealth of experience, Dr. Wong has previously held positions such as World General Secretary of the World Organization for Early Childhood Education, or OMEP, and Communication and Research Officer for the Victoria Educational Organization. Currently, she serves as the Secretary of the Hong Kong branch of OMEP. Dr. Wong is a passionate advocate for children's rights globally and in Hong Kong, and her research focuses on early childhood development and education policy. Her work in this area has been recognized by the Faculty Development Scheme of the Hong Kong Research Grant Council, which has awarded her 2 grants. And she has published her research findings in prestigious academic journals. In recognition of her outstanding research publications, Dr. Wong was awarded the Gold Prize for HKMU's Outstanding Research Publication Award in 2023. Dr. Wong's impressive academic records includes a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology with a specialization in computing with a predicate cum laude from the University of California, Los Angeles, a Master of Social Work with the predicate distinction, and Doctor Philosophy in Early Childhood Education Policy from the University of Hong Kong. She received the Hong Kong SAR Government Scholarship for her doctoral studies and is a registered social worker in Hong Kong. I'm sure that there are more information about Dr. Jessie Wong, but unfortunately, due to the limitation of time, I could only summarize the most significant achievement. Dr. Jessie Wong, I
Yes.
hand over the screen and the mic to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Badiman. I'm Jessie Wong from Hong Kong Metropolitan University, and I will be your moderator for today. Before we begin, I believe we have some lecture regulations that we all need to know. Do we have the projections of the lecture regulations? yes, here are some lecture regulations. You may send your questions in the following format, and name, institution, country, and for the intended speaker. And before the speaker answers the questions will be read by me in advance, and then I will ask the questions, and then the speakers will answer the questions. And if you want to get a certificate, you have to fill out the registration form in advance and follow the whole program and fill out the feedback form at the end of the this seminar. Okay, this will be some of the regulations. Okay, if everyone is clear about the regulations, may I take the opportunity to introduce our first speaker? Okay, our first speaker is Dr. Wen Huey, a seasoned professional with a distinguished career spanning manufacturing, business strategic consulting, and academia. Dr. Ken holds a doctorate of business administration from University Sains Malaysia and is a chartered member of the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport in Malaysia. With an extensive experience in leadership, strategic planning, and process control and supply chain management, Dr. Ken has made significant contributions to research in technology in education and digital business model innovation. Her research has been published in reputable journals, and she has successfully led numerous research projects funded by various grants. Dr. Ken is also a sought-after keynote speaker, having delivered presentations at various conferences and events, contributing to thought leadership in student satisfaction, digital transformation, and business excellence. Dr. Ken, you have about 30 minutes for your presentation.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Jessie. And hi, good morning, everyone. So today I'm very glad that I've been invited to be the speaker for this lecturer series. So let me start with my presentation slide. So can you see the slide? So I wish you all can see the slide very clearly.
Yes, we can see the slide. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So today we would like to discuss on how to write a research proposal. Okay, so we may know that no matter you are academics or you are students for your PhD graduations, you have not least that you need to go with publications. This is not only to increase your knowledgeables and sharings, but you also can come up with your ideas to get to the publications as well. So maybe we will start at the first questions. What is a research proposal? Okay, I guess anybody over here that you also have an idea that we have to write out something. Okay, we have to write out something that what is my idea is on the research proposal. Basically, as a research proposal, we would like to describe what will you investigate, why this is important, and how you will conduct your research. Sorry. So you may know that how it will be goes on. Okay, what will this be goal? Okay, what is your research conduct with? Okay, so why you need this research? What is the importance of this research? We will look over in this way. We will have to know about what is the idea that you will bring and create value base that we will see that give you some ideas on how you're going to start your research proposal preparation. There will be a 6P over here. Project, person, preparation, place, patience, and precision. What is this 6P means? What is this project? What is this overall big picture frames you would like to discuss? Why these projects are so important? Why this project you have to look into that? Any value that or any specials that the project you study can bring some idea or knowledge contributions? What is this project means? Person. Who will be the most important person over here? Actually, it's you. But who will be the person you would like to look into? Who is the person that you need to see that what they can provide you on your data analysis, your questions, and all how these persons can support you on your research. Preparation. You may ask, what kinds of preparations I need to? You have to look into what will be the background of your study, your problem statements, how you're going to prepare on your questionnaire. All this must be in your frame. And I will further discuss this later on. Place. Where is the location you need to look into? Okay. What is your patience on this study? Many people will start halfway when they are writing on the research proposal. This is because they will think that, is it I'm doing the correct way? Where I'm doing the wrong thing? I'm not good enough in grammatically. But this is not all the way to stop you for continue doing your research, writing a paper for publications. But you must know how you can motivate and continue because this project really brings meaningful to you. So precision, what you plan to do, how you're going to bring this out. Okay. So when we're talking a research proposal, this is the basic framework that we know we might have to include in your research proposal. I will slightly draw up some point by point. So for an introduction, what you're going to write in your introduction? For introductions, you need to know what is your background of study. This is a very general and big environment that you may need to discuss. Let me share an example over here. We are already go after the COVID pandemic since 2020 until 2022. So if nowadays you want to study what is the impact of COVID-19, to be honest, say this background will be definitely out of the topic. Why? Because after the pandemic, we already 2 years. I also cannot say that this is post-pandemic or what is the impact after that, but this is already come to another stage on new normal. So everybody already familiar with, and we also do face-to-face connection, everything. We no more wearing face masks. So you cannot look back to a research that what is the impact after the COVID pandemics. Because after your research writing is about 1 year. Or maybe this research proposal after you complete is about 1 year. So it might be in 2025 when your people or your audience reading on your research proposal, they will look back. Why I have to look back 5 years? We have to look forward. So in the introductions and at the beginning of your research, you have to look into what is the new normal. We may look into the digital era. We may look into the new AI format. what is the new ChatGPT, what is the new generations, Gen AIs will be looked into, but it's not for you to look backward. So this is some things that you have to pay attention when you start to do on your research proposal. Secondly, you have to look into the problem statement, that what this problem caused that your research proposal is successfully aiming that brings you value out. Why we have to solve this problem? Many people will say that nowadays, the new AI, new generation will replace the human right. They will replace the human's works to go for the further. But is it that true? So we have to study some data to support, as we know that not all the work can be replaced by AI. So what's the problem? If you have these kinds of aim, you will know what is your objective on your research proposal. From your research objective, we will look back what is the problems that happen so that we want to achieve this objective to succeed our research proposal. We need to understand what is the topic we're going to write and what is the objective and aim we're trying to overcome. From your research problem statement, you know that what is the problem at beginning happen, so you might know how you're going to write your objective. Is it to determine, to find out the factors, to study what is the purpose, to look back what is the reason that you come up with this research proposal. So after you get this literature objective, you may go to the literature review. You can see that what is the previous study that they have been go through. What is the previous researchers said? Any good, any bad? How you going to criticize study? How this literature review comments to support your idea? How this previous researcher says that this idea is not been so relevant. You have to look into. Probably all these ideas that from previous researchers will bring you to another level of thinking of your mindsets, that what you want to get the result from the research that you did. This is because what's your objective that you did is from what the previous literature review you've seen, the gap of the research that you did. Previous researchers B may say this is significance relevant. So you must look into your research gap, that is it A and B can be merging to be a relevant. So the ideas is from you. All the literature review and the theories that you study supports on your framework to bring you strong connections and relevance what you're going to study to achieve your research objective. Comes to the part of methodology, we will know that we have quantitative service or qualitative service, or you can come up with mixed mode. There's no such research that block you only certain go for one-way methodology. You can combine it. You also can use different types of sources to get your data, different type of analysis to get your data. We have so many in the market. For quantitative, we not only SPSS, we not only have Smart PLF, we have ANOVA analysis. All that kinds of things can help. Qualitative is also not only interview, but this is mainly one of the methodologies that we will use to get the result data from the relevant person that we go to. For the whole research proposal, the main we have to look into is the contributions to the knowledge or contributions, values that brings to the society. No matter what research you did, no matter what contributions you do, what you have to know is how this able to brings you value on your research so that it can be generate the value to the society, to the academicians, and the knowledge to brings up your research valuable. Okay, so when we're talking about this research proposal, don't miss out is the title that you write on must be specific. You must be includes all the important keywords for your research so that your research is able to searching or read or citations by the other researcher to bring your research more valuable. So this is a general framework that we see that what we have to do in these contributions on the knowledge because we have to fill in the research gap that previous researcher haven't do. If your research, I can simply find the topics or I can simply find all the contents in a very general Google, then your research doesn't bring much value for your study or for publication. Because why? If I can use the same topic, put it to the Google and get more than 4,000 or 5,000 similar articles, which means your research proposal didn't bring much value because the similarity to others will be there. What is the difference for your research proposal and others? What is the meanings for your research with others? As academicians, we try to look into all the research in a very different way that can bring out value to the academics, bring out values to the knowledge, bring out values to the practitioners so that they able to help practice no matter in academia or in the industry. If you're doing a research proposal based on the industry, okay, you can look into the real case situations, problems that happen, solve it, and bring it as a study so that in future, the industry can look your case as a reference. This is the values that we try to bring. In a new AI generations, we will look into how we can use AI's works together to contribute to the industry to increase the profit, reduce the cost, and also reduce the labor manpower using in the industry. So all these research ideas we can get from our surrounding. And how we're going to improve them, how we're going to valuable them. With your research proposal, come up with the idea so that it can be brings up the valuables to them. So now, I would like to give some tips on your research study. What's the tips that I can provide you here on your research study? Okay, so at first, you must have your own time frame. When you're going to start, you need to have a milestone chart. All this helps you to guide you step by step to write your research proposal without rushing. I may know some of you that, or majority of people that when we go for publication, we see some conference and then we want to do some publication, then you may start think of, if next year I would like to go for AAOU conference, so you may start right now to provide your paper right on your abstract. Think about all the step by step so that when next year submit the abstract and the full paper, you will get all in your ready, in your fingertips, because all the data collections, all the write up you already done. So you must have a proper time frame. Not only you yourself will read your research proposal. So there will be a lot of people who interested your topic. They will be read your research proposal. So make sure you are clear what you have been right, what you have been done, and share this very clearly in your written proposal so that people can read it and they can apply it. Okay. Originally, we know that there will be looking on the plagiarism cases over here. So make sure your idea is originally. This is very important because this will be shows that what is the gap knowledge you're going to fill and how original your idea is from yourself. Okay. So please look into the idea and come up with your proposal. Think of your proposal as a preliminary outline rather than a summary on your final products. Okay. If you think that I may not enough on the knowledgeables or avoid on the risk on plagiarism, okay, you can get more journals read up to support on your references so that it will be helps you to more solid on your whole research proposal. Make sure that you have a very clear research questions and research idea so that it can bring you confirm or clear result for this stage in your research proposal. After your research proposal, you may go for have a data collection, data analysis, so your questions will directly impact what is your research outcome. Okay, for sure, you need to ensure that your scope of research is reasonable and realistic. As I mentioned just now, we are not talking about previous, but we're looking forward to the digital era. So no longer steps look backwards on your research, it will be shows your research not so realistic. So we have to look into how to bring more value in the future study. So make sure that you understand clearly on your research proposal. What is this value bring on? Why I say so? Because you are the only right person to know about your research. You may have the expert of your research. So you must share your idea very clearly to others people so that they understand what you're trying to write. It doesn't mean that, oh, I may from an industry or I may from business management. Can I go to write a research proposal in early childhood? It doesn't say no, but this is not your expertise. Write something relevant to your expertise because you may be the expert of your research. Also can from this all publication and research journal writing to find out your interest and your passion for your research area. Like if you are from a business management, you may look into either leadership, human resource management, or maybe more digitalized in the e-management situation so that people think on how's what we are looking for in the future of management world. It's not saying that I cannot go for the early childhood, but I'm interested on. Yes, can, but if you have the expert enough. Because we hope that to see some quality publication with your expertise so that will be brings value to peoples and the societies so that they know what they can look into in the future. So definitely you have to have more creative and critical thinking to identify all the issues there so that you're able to read into it and goes into find out what is the exactly world is in the research proposal. So if you mention how long should I write for my research proposal, based on the write out requirement settings rules by the conference, if you submit your research to your proposal to your conference, if you go for your academics, for your PhD study, you may look into how is the length or what is the needed from that, because they will have different criteria requirement. But it may be not only few pages, but the important is not the length of your research proposal, but is the content that you're trying to provide. Okay, is the content you're trying to provide. Is it complete? What I'm right in my introduction, is it enough? Include my topic, background, problem statement. What I'm right in my literature review is explaining how I'm going to build or challenges, or what is the problems that I'm seeing in the previous researcher. Okay, or in your research design, you have looked into what is the methodology is suitable for your research. What is the step that I can use? What is the populations or sample that I'm trying to go with? How my research method going to do? And what is the contributions to knowledge that I can bring to? Is it will be improving to be the best practice? Or can I improve a models or a theory? Or I can creating a basic or prerequirement for future research study? What kinds of contributions that I can do with? So you must look into all these details so that come up with your time frame to write into the details that planning on your research proposals to make sure they can achieve it on time. Okay, so before I end the section, I would like to share this quote to everyone. Start writing no matter what. The water does not flow until the fixture is turned on. Don't keep think in your mindset. If you have the good idea, start to write. You can start with point form. You can start with just a copy from a sentence that you think this is good enough. But no matter what, start writing. Because if you didn't start writing, you don't know what is the problem you will face on. If you didn't start writing, you don't know how much information that I still left. If you didn't start writing, you don't know how many previous researcher, they has been studying any gaps or not. If you didn't start writing, you don't know what will be the result you get. If you didn't start writing, you won't know what is the value of your research can contribute to the people. So, start writing no matter what. I believe that you all can contribute a good and quality research proposal and for your publications and have a good result if you start writing. That's all from my slide and presentations. Thank you. I will pass it to the chair.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Ken. Thank you for giving us so many tips, and I'm sure especially the early career researchers here are benefiting from your many tips. And I believe we will have more questions regarding to ask you for more tips during the discussion session. Yeah.
Thank you. So
yeah,
I pass it to.
Yes. Our second speaker who are with us today is Professor Sivalogathasan, a renowned figure in the field of management studies. Professor Siva, if I may, is the founder dean of the Faculty of Management Studies and the former head of the Department of Management Studies at the Open University of Sri Lanka. He holds a PhD in Innovation Management from Zhejiang University, China, and is a chartered professional manager with multiple professional memberships. With over 25 years of experience in both government and non-government sectors, Professor Siva has an impressive record of research and publications, including 75 papers in international and national journals, 6 books, and 118 course materials for higher education. He has also supervised and evaluated numerous bachelor's, master's, MPhil, and PhD research projects, further cementing his expertise in the field. And I'm sure Professor Silva's sharing will give us a lot of more tips to our audience today. Can I hand over to Professor Silva?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Professor Jesse, and thank you, and AAOU President and Secretariats, and the first speaker, Dr. Wen Huey. It's a great pleasure to sharing the knowledge. So first, let me share my presentations. I hope. Can you see me? Can you see my presentations? Sure.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. Yeah. Dr. Khan, you make it easy for giving introduction and then giving about the writing proposal and the research. You make it easy for me. Thank you, Professor Dr. Khan. So it is important because, and also first appreciate the AAOU Lecture Series. They're very important for the academic and the students. So a roadmap to the successful publication, or how to write a research proposal. Yeah, there's academic start and academic career. We struggle with this one. So how to start? When you're starting, that you can go, but the starting point is very important. It is a very good thing start, and show my part there. In Dr. Khan also explained what is the research proposal. If we give the simple, so we are living with the issues, we are living with the problems, we are living with the kind of the issues and problems. So we need every day to find a solution. The same thing happened to our research. Even everyday decision we are making, the same process, the same research process. How we identify the problem, we're getting the information, we are analyzing within the minutes also, and we find the solution. Same thing happened in the research. We have to find issues in the society, issues in the organization, issues in any sectors. So the research problem is the concise and coherent summary of your research proposal. What you are going to do it, how you are going to do it. That's simply you have to explain within short form, a synopsis. The two things here, the twofold aim of the research proposal in the present and justify the need to study a research problem. Why you need to study it? How do you say there's a problem? So first thing is how we have to find it, the problem, identify the problem, and also as a researcher, we have proved it there's a problem. You see? Otherwise, we can just say there's a problem, I'm going to study. No, you have to, as a researcher, what you have to do it, and you have to identify the issue. You have to prove it with the evidence. There's a problem. It's a very significant problem. We have to solve it. That's the first thing. There's a present and justify need to study of this problem. The second, the researcher practical way in which the proposed study should be conducted. That is how we are going to do it. Maybe within the time, within the context, within the sectors, within the issue, how we are going to do it. Because the research is variety. That depend on the issues and problems. Your methodology is varied. You can select whatever the may, as the special highlighted is the methodologies may be quantitative, qualitative, and the mixed method, the different methodology you can use, but it depends on the issues. Depends on the issue how you're handling. That's how we are going to do in practical. So this should be contain the research proposal, all key element of involved in designing a complete research studies, but not too long. It's all complete research process, not too long. We have to summarize what we are going to do it, how we are going to do it, what you are going to do it, how you are going to do it, and have to summarize within a few pages your kind of synopsis. So that's summarize what's a research. Keep in mind, issues there. You have to identify as a researcher with evidence. As a researcher with evidence. So this is the research process. Can find the formulating research problem, conceptualizing research design, constructing instrument for the data collection, selecting that sample, writing research proposal, and collecting data, processing data, writing research report. This is a research all complete process. So we are talking about today how to write a research. What we have, first we have to clear research problem. What? What is the issue? Formulating research problem. Why I am doing the research? I have to do the research. What is the solution we need? What is the object? So that is a formulating research problem. The second part, how? We framework our research, conceptualize the research design, construct the instrument, collect data, because we don't know all data. We need the relevant data to solve the issues, solve the problems. So we take the data and construct it with the validity and reliability, then use the method, reliable and valid data we are collecting and analyzing. How? So what is the sample, selecting the sample. These all is how we are going to do. It's very clear how we are going to do it. First, what we are going to do and how we are going to do it is the proposal. Then we are ready with the writing proposal. So we know that what we are going to do it, how we are going to do it, and then we can start writing a research proposal. But the later part is collecting data, because you know how to collect data and you know how to process the data and the writing. That's the final part. But very important part here is the writing proposal, because the clear way what you are going to do, how you are going to do it is very clearly defined and yourself. With that, moving the research proposal, what the research proposal must address. We are talking the research and even the initial, the academic, and we are doing a different research in academic, and what must be addressed? What do you plan to accomplish? Defining a research problem. Without research problem, we cannot, is it? So we have to define the research problem. What do you plan to accomplish? You have to define the research. So why do you want to do a research? Significant. Why do you want to do research? If you ask, then again, beginners of research, they will say they have to do with the complete the master degree and bachelor degree now. But they ask me real issues to solve the issues. How is important to society? How is it important to the sector? How is it important to the industry to solve the issues? So why do you want to do it? That should be clear. Why do you want to do it? The third one, the research proposal seek answer to a specific question. What is the questions? The research questions, objective, or the hypothesis surrounding the research problem. What is the research? This research is ultimately seek the answer for the question, research questions, research problem, to achieve the research objectives. So that's the ultimate target, to achieve the find a research solution and the research objective. Research objective. So these must that include your, you know what's your plan, the why you are doing, how you are going to do it. You know what you are going to do it, why you are going to doing, and how you are going to do it. It's very clear. Then this question is, yeah, you know then how, why, and then what. The question how to approach the writing the proposal, is it? How to approach the writing the proposal. Develop your skill in thinking about designing comprehensive research study. Because writing is another skill, but the writing proposal, writing paper is another comprehensive skill. No? So we have to develop in ourselves. To develop what we can do it, we have to read a lot. We have to read the research, relevant subject, relevant issues. We have to read and we have to understand how they handle, how they write it, how they, what's the methodology use it, what type of the, how evidence presented and things. So develop a skill in thinking about designing and comprehensive the research study. Learn how to conduct comprehensive review of the literature. In a research, the literature part is very important because it's already there in our context, the knowledge and the sectors is already there in somewhat, in different contexts, in different subjects, the issue already handled. There's a literature in there. If you are going the proper literature, how contact the comprehensive literature, you find it. Literature itself gives a lot of things to in yourself, to identify, even identify the issues, identify the research gap, and the methodology, and how you're using the measurement, and think everything. That's why normally you're calling. If you're complete comprehensive research review, literature review, you will complete half of your research, because literature itself have the immense knowledge and the knowledge. So then you have to find the relevant literature and approach, learn how to conduct comprehensive literature. Because then we have to go we know the research problem, you have to go the literature, relevant literature, and you develop your knowledge and skill relevant issues, and then improve the general research and writing skill. That is the subject part. Then come with the writing skill in the general research and writing skill. Research paper, the proposal writer is not a normal writing. You have to be right in research in a professional. So that's why on literature we're giving the more guidance. So that we have to improve general research thinking and critical thinking, the way we are looking on the issues in different angles. So the writing skill also. The writing skill, improve our general research writing skill. Then fourth one, practice identifying in the logical steps. Because this is a very important thing. If you change these logical steps, because the answers will be different. Then it is a simple things, no? If you take your lives, if you change one steps, even the day-to-day life, that is answers are different, is it? Answers are different, same thing. So we have to find the relevant logical steps. Depend on in the research issue. And so that is the methodology very important. What the methodology we are going to use it for the issue to solve the issue. So by if you are not taking in the relevant strategy, so relevant methodology, but that will lead to the different solution, different answer. That is important in selecting the relevant methodology. Logical thing. So the critically review, examine, consider the use of different methods for gathering and analyzing data-related research problems. So they will be how critically review, examine, considering use. So this this knowledge if you have, when you're writing proposal, will clearly write your methodology. So that is very important how to approach writing research when you're writing the research proposal. You should develop your skill thinking and designing research and learn comprehend the literature reviews and improve the general research writing skill and practice identify the logical steps and also how to do it, the critical review and examine. I hope you understand how to write the research proposal, approach the research proposal. There are content of research proposal. What can include in the research proposal? Just highlighted here from everything from the title page, introduction, the literature review, problem identification, research question, objective of studies, significance of studies, conceptualization and operationalization, theoretical framework, development of hypotheses, research methodology, scope and limitation, time plan, reference, and also annex budgets. I'll do this briefly introduction to all these, and then we first choosing the title. That's a critical thing is for our beginners, choosing title, because title based on the research problem, So the title must be completed enough, explain what the proposal is about. That's title itself has to give the knowledge. What this paper? What's this proposal? Even the 2 or 3 lines, you have to explain what is this proposal. That is the title. So the title should also contain the keywords that make the project more appealing to the funding agency, especially funding. So the title will explain. So that is how title will explain. So you can, when you're reading research paper, you can see different title and explaining the idea, research idea. This example I give the paper, the research paper, impact of the human resource management practice on competitive advantage, mediating role of employee engagement too. So here you can see different ideas here. There's a dependent variable and independent variables and mediating variables. So in the title itself, you explain the keywords: dependent variable, independent variable, mediating variable. What is the impact? That's the impact. So title has to explain what is the main idea of the research. The title page. What has included the title page? Research title, name of person submitting, and name of the submitting organization, institutions, and name for funding agency, date of submission. So basic things that with the title, who submitting, where submitting, when submitting, where. So this has to be with the title page. Is important introduction. Even the previous speaker, I would explain this introduction, how to write a research proposal introductions. I just gone through very quickly. Anyway, how to write research introduction is important because that is a basic initial reading. State your research theme, be original, explain the key terms, size is important. Refer to the keywords and follow the rules of logics. So because what is the research you are following rules of the logics. So very clearly has to, what is your theme? What is the theme? Why you have, what you are going to do, why you are going to do it very clearly. And summarize how you are going to do it. That is important introductions. Again, the introduction for the introduction for maybe paragraphs are usually placed at the beginning at the research proposal. So moreover, everything you write in introduction should be attract the researcher's attention. Because That should be very attractive. Your idea has to be very clearly explaining and attract. So this part of your work is designed to help the readers identify whether he or she want to read the paper. So when you're reading the research paper, basically we read abstract and introduction, is it? Abstract and introduction. If I'm attracted, if we're interested, then we'll continue the rest of things. Then we'll continue the rest of things. So that is important, the introduction for the first paras, and then use the very clearly attract very clearly your research thinking and research idea and attract the readers. That comes the literature review. These very, very important things. And literature review, critically review, analyze various academic work related to the supported research object is the question, is it? So where you find the subject issues, the content issues, or any issues, and the literature will support. There are various literatures to support, even the subject in the methodology. So we have to critically review on the relevant research. How to bridge this, connect your research idea. We have to not only just, because you have to write how to bring my idea with the literature, identify the gap related studies, develop theoretical and conceptual framework. We identify the bridge connections and identify the gap, and then develop theoretical in our knowledge with the support of the literature, and extract it to a suitable methodology. That's important. Suitable methodology is important. Otherwise, you'll go. If you go wrong way, you'll reach the wrong place. So right way methodology you have to select. So we can use these. Now it's open sources, and also enough literature reviews, enough papers is available. But the thing is how we are approaching and selecting right papers and reliable papers. And things important things. Important. So latest articles and latest research papers important because updated knowledge is important rather than because every newly updated knowledge in all field now is you benefit the AI. You're contributing a lot of things now. AI will contribute in the research in that lot of things. That's the literature review. Now, what is the literature review in a research? What is the literature review? The literature review is the text of the scholarly paper, which is include the current knowledge, including substantive finding, as well as theoretical methodological contribution to the particular topic or particular subject, a particular concept. So presented as a separate chapter, but major study refer to the introductions. Critically evaluate the literature related to the proposed research problems. Explore the research gap, performance, empirical, and theoretical gaps. So the literature is very thoroughly, because when you go, we are in academic field and we are studying in different concepts in management, social sciences, and all theories and concept throughout the evaluation is developed. Was developed, is it? Throughout the evaluation developed. So now is the new things available. So we have to go through all this. How it's developed, what is the new concept developed, and so in these all, in the literature we're giving not only as well as theoretical and subject and conceptual knowledge, and also the methodology. Different issues and the different method you have to use. Correct method, you have to use it in a research. That is important in a research. Correct method you have to use to research. Identification problem. We have identified the problem in a research. So research problem is statement about the area of concern, a condition to be improved, difficulty to be eliminated, troubling a question that exists the scholarly literature in a theory or in a practice that point to the need for the meaningful understanding or describe the investigation. I said earlier, the problem you had to identify the problems. Yeah, I identify the problem. There's a need to improve, the need to find a solutions. And as problems in the researchers, we have to prove it there's a problem. We have to prove it there's a problem with the evidence. Then you have to start finding the solution to the problem. So that is the problem identification. You have to identify the problem and tell there's a problem. Tell there's a problem with the evidence. So research problem can be identified both now and the future, but the current and the future. Maybe prospective research can be searched within their own subject field for the sustainable problem, suitable problems, and not all identify problem within the scientific field of this research suitable for the research. Not all identify the problem within the scientific field of this is suitable for the research, is it? So the prospective research can be searched within their own subject and the field. So we have to identify the research problem now or the future. That's depend on the researcher, and that's important, it's significant. What the research problems should? Research problems should be interested to researcher, to research community, ensure some degree of originality, have theoretical and practical educational significance, add the existing knowledge in a meaningful way. The researchable, feasible, and ethical. So the research should be interesting for the researchers and the community, and ensure the degree of originality. Yeah, I'm going to contribute to some originality, have a theoretical and practical educational significance added to the new knowledge, and the meaningful and researchable, feasible, and also ethical. What is the source for the research problem topic? How you can, because initial researchers are struggling with this. How to find a topic? What is the problem? Where to find the problems and things? Is it? The research interest of the maybe professors and the mentors, maybe they will have an idea with the dealing with this all throughout the experience and the current situations, and discuss with their graduate students. Maybe they will have problems. Researcher professional experience and interest, current issues in education or the social sciences, research professional literature, and new media technology. Because as I said, problems everywhere. So what you are interested, what your knowledge expert, that will depend. So you have to, because everywhere is a problem. Social science, there are a lot of problems in the world and everywhere. But who are going to solve is the issues, for the solve the issues based on your knowledge expert, based on you are interested, and maybe your mentor's interested, you can select the research. So that we can start finding the research topics or research problems. In a research proposal, there will be a research problem statement. Problem statement must be provide adequate focus on directions of the research. Should be also identify the key variable of the study, suggesting appropriate methodology for the studies. The problem statement, so what they are, we identify, clearly define your problem statement based on your problem. It is a research process, broad idea. Maybe you'll come with a broader research idea and then go into the research sub area, and then focus, maybe the more focus of the sub area, subject research, and then you can find the research problem. It is an experience, when you come starting the problem, you'll come with a broad area, even the global issue you are coming with. even though after this COVID, most of people, students are coming with the global issues in global arenas, academic issues, and then come the narrow, the regional or the country issues, and then focusing on these different sector impact, and then you will find, what is the issues in a different sectors and different concepts. So the broader to the narrow, you have a specific research problem. Then identify the research problem, starting with the research question. If you have a research question only, you can find the answer. You can find the answer. You develop the research objective. So what the answers to the research question will help address the research problem. So you have to be created based on the research problem, create the research question. So we examine here one articles and we find the research questions to the Federal service offered by the distant education institution affected student involvement in distant education in Sri Lanka. Distant education in Sri Lanka. This is paper published in AAOU journal. This Sri Lanka. So I identify the research question. This is identify research questions. Then the objective. What is the objective? That's the objective mean you can achieve. Is it? The objective have to be achieved. What you are going to achieve? You find answer to the research question. You find answer to the research question. So you have to convert the research question to the objective. So then that is the objective to achieve by the research. Research object. So the purpose of research is discover answer to question through the application and scientific procedure. So I have examined the same paper. I explain here the purpose of this paper is to investigate impact of peripheral service offered by distant education institute on student involvement in a distance education, examine whether it is impact on mediated by student experience quality. So this clearly identify the problem and also and convert to the research object. So when you achieve the objective, you have answer for the research question. You have answer for the research question. Significant important why you are doing the research. Significant of study must be stated in introduction sections in your research proposal while starting. To stating the significant, you must highlight how the research will be beneficiary to the development of science and the society in general. Why is important? Why I study? Why is important? How is important in a society? How is important such in knowledge? So you can first outline the significant in broader sense by stating how the research will contribute broader problem in your field and gradually narrow it down to the demonstrate to a specific group that will benefit from your research. That is important significant of the research. Then, we know the problems, research problem, identify objective, then we're coming to these methodologies and conceptualizing and operationalizing the methodology. So identify these important things to be, how you frame your research to make it in practically. So the conceptual framework include the one or more formal theories as well as other concept, empirical finding from the literature. It is used so the relationship among those ideas and how they related to the research study. So based on the research problem and getting theoretical knowledge, and you develop your research framework, that's a conceptual framework, what is the identify the variables and what is the relationship, show your relationship, the way identify variables. You can see the dependent variable, independent variable, and mediating variable have relationship with this. Let's connect with what is the operationalization. Because we developed the concept of research framework, But we are going to operationalization, how we are going to measure, what the data we want to collect, where this knowledge comes from. So the operationalization of the research is process of the which researchers contacting quantitative research spell out precisely how the concept will measure. It's involved identifying specific research procedure, and we will use to the gathered data about the concept. How we are going to measure, how the literature will help that, but reliability with the measuring the reliability and validity. Reliability. The example, this example is the conceptualization and operationalization. Identify the construct, variable, and defining and dimension which I are going to measure, where is the source of this measurement. Source of the measurement is refer in a literature. So that's the operationalization. So you know this identify the concept variables and how you are going to measure. But in these, I hope we have time, a few minutes now. Thanks. So the research theoretical framework is important. The theoretical framework is structured that can support the theory or the research study. Theoretical framework describe the theory which explaining the research problem. And so based on our research, and also because in a concept and issues, we can find the different theoretical concept, theoretical framework, and we connect the different theories. We connect the different theory and argue our research problem. It is one of theory behavioral finance theory. So they identify the human capital theory, heuristic theory, prospectus theory. But if you can see these, here the behavioral finance theories, not only the finance theory, because they either connect with the prospectus theories and heuristic theories, and for the human capital theories, So even though issues, how we are thinking logically, we can bring the knowledge from different theory, different theories. With that, time concern, and then I'm just quick. Develop hypothesis. Based on that, we can easily develop the hypothesis. The research hypothesis is specific, clearly testable propositions or the predictive statement about the possible outcome of the scientific research. Because while we have the concept, you have a conceptualization, have relationship. Based on that, we can develop the research hypothesis. Based on this conceptualization, we have a research hypothesis, dependent, independent variable, dependent variable, mediating dependent variable, and the mediating variables. Mediating hypothesis we develop in the 4 hypotheses. What is the research methodology? Why is this so important, the research methodology? In a research proposal, you have to highlight these all things, you find it what and how you are going to do. They are clearly said, what is the methodology you're going to do? You identify, because you get help of the literature, you identify what is the methodology you are going to use it. So the technique used in identify, select the process, analyze information about the topics. So research paper methodology section allow the reader to critically evaluate studying overall validity and the reliabilities, because that is a methodology selection is giving the real meaning, because this issue we are going to handle this way. In common methodological limitation, we have limitation is you need to clearly define what you intend to study as well as what you are not. So be specific both area where your research readers clearly understanding your interest on both level. Limitation by contrast are the what element will affect ability for the your studies in generalized. That is important, because any studies have limitation. Within this limitation, assumption we are studying. So the issue with the sample selection, insufficient sample sizes, and the lack of previous research, limited access to data, limited time constraint, conflict arise from the cultural bias, and there identify limitation of long. So you have to identify within that, because with that also we are focusing on your research study. With this, as a proposal, is our time frame has included. That is important, because when you are going to start it, when you are going to complete it, then only proposal completed. And also if you are fundraising, and then you have to include the budget also. You have to include with the budget. In final, what you are going to do it, why you are going to do it, how you are going to do it is clearly have to be mentioned in a literature, in a proposal. And also we have to logically present it in a summary, in a research proposal. That is the most important. Saying that, yes, the reference list for sure I can include it wherever is possible. And that's all. Thank you very much for listening for these times. I don't think I take more times anyway. Thank you very much listening the persons, and also thank you very much for AAOU and Secretary. Thank you. Open to you.
Thank you, Professor. Now we are coming to the discussion sessions, and I have seen many questions are coming in our chat box, and you can still ask your questions. And I see Dr. Ken has been working hard to answer some of the questions by text. Let's look at the chat box and read some of the questions. I think the first two questions by Yanto and Alona, they are both asking questions regarding the software or AI tools that we can use to facilitate our proposal writing or writing a research paper. Do you have any suggestions for any software or AI tools that can help us to do that?
Yeah, shall I answer?
Yes, sure.
To find a software to develop or whatever, then I am not clear. These questions when
for Yanto, he's asking if we have if we can have some free tools or free access to a software called Grammarly, and we have Turnitin checkers and also other AI tools that can help us to write our proposal.
Now is everybody fortunate. We have the AI, different AI then app is available. Is it? But how we identify, even though the Turnitin and Grammarly, it is a lot of, even though now is available a lot of. But thing is how we can using, because even though if you are using wrong Turnitins and things, they will take in your search also as an Turnitin also. So reliable is important. Which app you are going to use it, and reliable is important. With AI, there are AI, even though finding the research papers and finding the relevant with the citations, and also you can check it in AI now. AI is very fortunate in all researchers. But I cannot say this is a software is suited this, but it's available in a lot of format. But I cannot say this specifically this and this. Thank you.
Can I add on a little bit over here? Thank you. I think Prof. Siva is mentioned is very clearly on that, but I would suggest that if you think that my English write-up Grammarly is not so good, I would suggest you use Grammarly to correct your grammar. But the original idea should come from you. If you use AI like ChatGPT or Jenny AIs to write up on your proposal, it will be plagiarism in AI detected by Trinity. So I will not encouraging you using AI for your write-out, but if you use ChatGPTs or Genie AIs to which proposal write-out, you might not able to copy 100%. Just copy and paste in your proposal because it will be have the risk on the plagiarism detected by turning in under the AI sections. So I will suggest may go for Grammarly to correct or structuring, but in the end of the write-out, you must be structuring by yourself or write up on yourself to avoid on the risk.
Okay, I see we have more questions coming on the screen. Yes, for both speakers, what are the differences between theoretical background and theoretical framework? Do you want to go ahead first, Dr. Ken? I see you answer the questions by test.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I just want to get it done. Actually, for in a simple way to say that theoretical background is just a state for the research, but you providing the contents and highlighting the relevant theory. But the theoretical framework is provide a specific structure. You may come up in diagrams or to show that how your research can be goes by you using the approach of the theory and also the researcher citations. So you develop your theoretical framework so that these frameworks able to conduct and analyze in the research. It's actually two different things. One is providing you the contents and relevance theory, but the framework is for use to conduct and analyze the research. So I hope this answer can be clear. Thank you.
Do you have anything
with
to add?
Dr. Khan. I agree with Dr. Khan. The explaining theoretical, starting is a background, the theoretical background, where this concept is start, we giving the knowledge of this concept and giving the theoretical or the literature gap with this the background of that. But the theoretical framework, what we are going to do it, because we are giving into the background theoretical the issues, but how we are going to do it, because maybe we will include in the theoretical framework in different theoretical concept also, theoretical theory also, and to our framework. Researchers, how we are going to do it with this research framework. That is the theoretical framework. Hope you understood. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Do we have the next question? Yes. This questions is for Professor Silva. What did you mean when you said size is important in the introduction and background?
Size is important, yeah, because in introduction, size is important because we don't want to write in paragraph as a background. This is the paragraph sizes and is important. And not because if we have say background introduction, if we have 2 or 3 pages and then is long information, you have to be proposal have the synopsis is short and sweet, have to be small, but all information important, not only long. Is even though not short, but enough information cover. That is why size is important.
Okay. Do you have anything to add, Dr. Ken?
No, I think Dr. Prof. Siva is explaining it very clearly.
Okay. Okay. Do we have a next question? Okay, this is for Dr. Silva also. What AI tools can you suggest in writing thesis proposal? I I guess we have already answered that question.
Yeah, I answered
Yeah.
already. But it's enough AI is available now. So because we even the enough AI available, but we have to find it where information which we needed information available. For example, some AI only giving this only the idea without the reference. Some AI you can see with the reference you can find the ideas and literature. So we are the what information we are the people the AI giving so information we're reliable. That is important because we cannot be point out which AI. Yes, thank you.
Sorry, Prof. Siva, can I add on one sentence on top of your explanations?
Yeah, sure.
Actually, you have to be careful. ChatGPT, the information provide also can be fake informations.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
don't only rely on the AI because you might get wrong or the incorrect informations if you just rely on the AI tools. Yeah, you have to find out all the citations to support, or else you may be getting the wrong informations on your right out.
Yeah. Yeah, you're correct, Khan. Yeah, because that's why I'm saying to find the relevant citation. Then you can cross-check the citations and then what the real things. Thank you.
Okay. Next question. Okay. Okay. This is to Professor Siva. If I use mixed method, quantitative and qualitative methodology, which one I must do first? Quantitative followed by qualitative, or qualitative followed by quantitative, or conducting both at the same time?
Yeah, as I explained in my presentation, it is depend on the problem, research problem. Yeah, because the focus on the research problem is it depend. Where the problem is focusing on the quantitative, you start in the quantitative and the conform with and reliable conform with the qualitative study. Where the social and the sometimes more social sciences are starting the issues with the qualitatives and you don't know actual then start with the qualitative and then develop your profession and conform your quantitative way. It is depend on the problem, and then how you're handling this. That is that because we cannot find because this quantitative to qualitative and ignore. It should depend on the problem. Thank you.
I think if based on the answer given ABC, it should be C, conduct at the same time. It depends on which ones you have to come first. If you need to know about, I just give a simple example. If you want to study customer satisfactions for a restaurant, okay, you have to improve the quality of the restaurant. Maybe you need to give the questionnaire survey to the customer. At the same time, you may also conduct interview to the restaurant's owner.
Mm-hmm.
So these two can be run parallel. It won't be any contra if you go the questionnaire first or the interview first. In the end of the data analysis, you have to analyze both. Both answers, both result is your data analysis, is your finding. So you can conduct at the same time. You cannot say that, should I ask the customer first, only I get the interview from the owner? But in these situations, you can conduct both at the same time. Thank you.
Okay. Next question. Okay, to both speakers. Theories are important for any research, but can a research proposal go forward without any theories as an anchor?
No. Without any theories, no, because there should be any originality, thinking or the concept there should be original anyway. Any point you started the idea for originality, anything that's.
It's very simple that if you want to build a house, you need a foundation. So if you don't have the foundations, how is you able to build a building? So theory is very important. If you, without any theory, how's the researchers or how's the further studies can look to where is the gap that you plan to improve with and where these ideas come from. Theory is means helps to support on the foundation of your research. So I don't think that if without any theory, you can run on your research.
All right. Do we have a next question? Yes, we have two questions for both speakers. The first one, are there any regulations or convention on how all the publications we can refer to when developing a research proposal? Perhaps we answer this question first, the first question.
Against how this selected concept or theory or the subject developed or the newly developed. For example, say some subject maybe until a few years is not touched with them, it's not developed, but even though 10 years, it stopped within 10 years and then they maybe stop then. So that cannot say is, yeah, you cannot find even though new theories or new related development. And that maybe you can for the last means the last developed one. So in a recent developing recent within the last 5 years is better, because if you are continuous subject developing and then developed, then last 5 years is, even though 5 years long, even last 3 years is okay. But it's depend on the subject, We touch with the long, which who are not touched, and they have something to contribute, but in the current situation, but it has to develop. That can be even the old publications. Thank you.
Maybe I can give a much simple ways that in our write out or dissertations, actually we will suggest you 70% is last 5 years citations and 30% or 40% is from more than 5 years. This is because we also want to ensure that your research is up to date. So maybe you can take this percentage as a guideline, as a base, because I do understand some of the theory is from 1960 or 1970 that you use, or some you look back on your history of your study, it might be 1990 or 2000 something, but it still can be put in your research as the citations. But if you possible to do that, I will encourage 60 to 70% of your citations of your publications in your publications will be latest 5 years. If you plan to publish your paper in 2025, which means latest by 2020 to 2025, it will be relevant. So majority of your data and on your citations is from this 5-year range. It will be helps you to controls on that, not outdated on your research proposal.
Okay. The second question is, my research topic is about transformation of a local government from traditional management into ICT-based management. Based on my search, there are hundreds of research similar to what I'm going to do. So can you suggest how to make my research different and make the proposal outstanding as the topic is so common?
Transformation of the local government from the traditional management. So here you can think about the two things, the IT adoptions. IT's TAM theory is available here. IT adoption, how, because the change, when they're changing IT, one thing. Another thing is traditional to management, the cultural background, also social science theories, also how the people are resistant to change, theory. So you have to combine with not only when IC-based theories, management theories, and also you can go for the social science theory. People are changing and they need to change. So then that is very important when you're changing, transferring to one to another. So you have to consider whether the social science theories and also the ICT and management-based theories. Thank you. Go, Mr. Ka. Yeah.
So for me, I would suggest that instead of you using ICT-based managements, maybe you can look into more digital managements or e-managements or AI managements. You maybe can look into the traditional management in a manual way to a future management in a remote control way. So it will be something different and looks your paper more relevant to the new era situation. So this is my suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Do we have another question? Yes. To both speakers, can you give a simple example of plan for data analysis using quantitative method?
Yeah, now it's mostly using these in SPSS or and also I'm also with this, and this is quantitative, even the qualitative data analysis tools are available now. We have to be familiarized with that. So quantitative SPS space and also is available, and then how we can, because even though we cannot use everything's available in a data analysis, we have to select as a researcher what the analysis we needed, No? So SPSS, AMOs, and then with the quantitative method we can use this. And so there are another quantitative methods also. Simply I say this thing. Yeah. Thank you.
So for me is if you have mediator or moderator for your conceptual framework or your theoretical framework, you can consider to using smart PRS. So it might be easier for you to do your data analysis. So you can look into, there's a variable sources that how's going to be used in your YouTube is have available over there. You can look into that. So I would suggest that if you have mediator, moderator, try smart PLS. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next question. For both speakers also, this question is for both speakers. How do you deal with writer's block? I guess we all experience writer's block sometimes in our life. So how would you deal with writer's block?
How do you feel writer's block?
Maybe can I have it?
Yeah.
Prof. Siva. Okay, well, I just share with you guys my experience when I'm doing my doctorate study. Well, I'm always get stuck that I don't know what I have to continue. Well, there's few ways that I do. Firstly, I just write by point form because I don't know what I'm going to say. So I make it up in point. Well, I'm more familiar in Chinese, then I will write in Chinese. Then if I'm more familiar with whatever language, I will write in that. So I just write down a point, sometimes just a keyword. And then if I really cannot make it, I will take a break. Go to have a coffee break or go to have a dessert break because I like cakes. So I will just stop, go to take a break, take a coffee, take a tea, and then I come back. This is because we have to clear our mind from that stress stuck. Because sometimes you don't know what you're going to do, what you're going to write on the next. So take a short break. Okay, you can change another new environment. If you face very bored that you are writing in your own room, you can go to write in your cafe. Okay, then just make yourself, okay, today I wrote 30 minutes will do. Then after that, tomorrow continue. So write down every time, try to write out a point, try to write out some words. Okay, don't force yourself that I have to write 1,000 words, 500 words, a paragraph, or must become an idea, or just read a journals will do. So slowly take back your times and then you may continue after few readings, because my student experienced it before. After few reading, okay, they will come to me. I find some new idea. I know is it this going on? I say you try continue reading. So take out your mind from the old frame that you cannot be continue. Go to a new environment, take a break, and then after that, rewrite with a point. You can get something new. So this is my experience sharing. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, simple answer is writer's block is organizing. When the researchers organize, any starting research, there are two things you need to organize. One thing is you should have the notebook in a hand. Whenever you're starting read, you have to note it and think. But really, when you're starting the write, you will miss. You have to read again. So you don't know where's you remember your reading knowledge, but you don't know where's the sources, even the computer. Even the digital, you have to organize what the research you did, read and how, where is available, you read, and also the note at one. So when you're writing, then you have sources. Then we have sources. You don't need to want again to read again. But otherwise, what is the normal research students doing? We will think they read and very clear in the idea, but when you're starting the write, they block. When you're starting, they don't know where is it, what it is. So what is, you have to organize, even though you are reading materials, you have to organize what you read it, where you get it important, and you have to write down. And when you read it, and then you will have enough information. But managing, as the concept, the managing trust, and you have to manage in yourself, just writing and with the fun, interesting, not like fully involved on that. No, you have to be living the life. Then only you don't get this stress and things. Thank you.
Thank you. I guess taking a break is very important when we are all doing this research process. Do I have a next question? Yes, Professor Siva, very comprehensive presentation. And Dr. Kent,
very long question. What is it?
Yeah, very clear and easy to understand. Okay, I want to ask regarding ethical considerations in the research from both of your views. I am a freshman in the university and I aim to pursue as a teacher. I'm planning to conduct a research on inclusive education and integration of AI in learning and teaching. What ethical considerations should I include in my research proposal, and how do I address the issues related to consent and confidentiality?
Yeah. Yeah, the present scenario, the ethical is very important because everybody then thinking about the forgetting ethical. Then now only is everybody thinking about ethical in all subject, all scenario. Then now you have the ethical issues. Is it ethical consideration? But in this case, you are going to conduct research in inclusive education, integration of AI in learning and teaching. So when you have this ethical research, you have to know who are the stakeholders involving in this. In your research, maybe you have student, teachers, and also the parents. Is it? So in their point of view, you have to think about it. When you collecting the data, information data, interpreting data, and you have to think about the stakeholder point of view. In stakeholder point of view, and then you have to consider this ethical clearance. From, if say, for example, you have a teaching in the teacher's point of view, you have to get into the clearance of the teacher's point of view, no? And if you have student point of view, you have to have ethical clearance in the student point of view. So the stakeholders, because how the stakeholders involving in your research, and you have to consider on that. You have to consider on that. Thank you.
For me is, I would think that don't think like we always will think in this way. Logically thinking, it should be in this way. Okay, my students sometimes they will tell me that, hey, logical things. I ask them why these ideas come from biological sense. Okay, but in a research, we are not only saying on a logical way thinking. You have to base some data to support and don't just think from your point of view. I understand all the researcher is very unique. You are very expert in the research, but if you start to frame yourself that from your perspective, from your idea, then you will be miss out the perceptions from third party. Like an example, if you today as a teacher, you want to know that and what I'm teaching, my teaching outcome, is it reach the student? Is it the student understand what I'm trying to teach? So you cannot just say that logical thing the student should understand, but you can test them by assessment, interview the parents that how's your children's understand on the assessment? Is it they can do the homework by themselves? So all this is from different perspectives. You cannot just that I give them homework, they can do well, my teaching objective achieved. It's not in this sense, but you have to look into a different point of view. Don't always frame yourself by a logical thinking. This is trying to add on. Thank you.
Okay. I'm very sorry, guys. We are running out of time. Can we have the last questions from the audience? Yes. Okay. After you've done all the steps in writing the research proposal, what is the best way or concise way to review before submitting your paper?
So
Yeah.
may I answer the
Yes.
question first?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
So from my way is, I will suggest my student in this way. Okay, if you are a doctorate student or PhD student, I will ask your classmates to read your paper. Is it they understand what you're trying to write on? Is it they, from a third party audience, can they understand? So, or you can also submit to your supervisors or your senior in your colleges or universities to help you to go through before you submitting the paper. This is not ensures that what you write is right or wrong, but it looks for more solid formatting and all your consequences and all your directions, ideas is linked it together from your research objective until your frameworks, until your research outcome is all in align. Okay, thank you. Your turn, Prof. Siva.
Yeah, thank you. So in a practical, what we can do is, even though when I studying the master and the PhDs, because you have the team, no, you have the teams, small teams. So what you can present or you can share within your small team, maybe within the research team you're working students or PhD student working with you, and then the small team, and they will give the guide, they will give the different the points, a different angle, the points. So then also you can cross check whether my idea is already communicated within your teams, the communicated with it. So then you can finalize one then. So that is the best way, which is discuss with your small research teams or your friends or your mentor, and then which ensure that your research ideas properly communicated them. So they understood, what they understood. Then you can have a final submission. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, we are running out of time, but thank you all for asking your questions. I still see some questions coming, but I'm sure the two speakers you're fine to contact our speakers by email. Also, I'm sure they will be happy to answer your questions. May I turn over the time to Dr. Badiman for the closing?
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Wong. And unfortunately, because we are running out of time, some questions cannot be addressed to the speakers. And as far as I remember, up to today, I think today's webinar, we have so many questions compared to the previous one. Once again, thank you very much for the participants who have attended and also raised some questions. On behalf of the AAOU, I would like to thank Dr. Wen Huey and Professor Siva, and of course to our moderator today for leading the interesting webinar. As part of our appreciation, and I also would like to thank you, the presidents of the AAOU, for opening the webinar. As a token of appreciation from the AAOU, I would like to present the certificate to the speakers and also to the moderator. The first one is the certificate of appreciation for Dr. Wen Huey. Please accept our appreciation, and we can share it. We can send this certificate through your email. And the second one, I would like, thank you so much. And then the second one, we would like to hand over the certificate of appreciation to Professor Vasthiyampillai Sivalogathasan. Thank you very much for both speakers for inspiring and insightful presentation. And the last one, I would like to present also the certificate to our moderator today, Dr. Jessie Wong Min Sin. Once again, thank you very much. And we have a request from the participants if we can share the PowerPoint from our speakers today to our participants. Then also, I would like also to share to inform the participants today, you can rewatch our webinar on YouTube. Please, you open YouTube and then type UTTV. UTTV, and then we have also type the information on the chat box, so you can also watch our previous webinar. Once again, thank you very much for our speakers and the moderators. And for the next information, I would like also to inform you that we are all invite you to the AAOU conference will be hosted by Allama Iqbal Open University. But previously, I would like to inform you and invite you all to submit your best article, your best article to the AAOU journal, which is now indexed in Scopus, and it now belongs to quartile 1. So this is a very prestigious and reputable journal, and then we are waiting for your papers. The next one, we are also invite you to attend the annual AAOU conference, which will be held by Allama Iqbal Open University in Islamabad. Please share the PowerPoint. Yes. Excuse me. This is so. Please, Dr. Majid, thank you very much for sending us or typing the website of the AAOU, and then you can check also regularly from the AAOU website. Everyone is welcome to enjoy the conference and also the hospitality of the Pakistani people. And then the next one, we would like to inform you to complete the feedback. Filling out the feedback is one of the mandatory to get certificate. So don't forget to complete the feedback. and then you can get your certificate you can get and download your certificate. If you fail to complete the online feedback, unfortunately, we cannot provide you with the certificate. So do not forget, you can capture the link, and also you can type, and then we will be waiting for you for your feedback, and then in the next 3 hours the link will be closed. So after 3 hours from 12 o'clock you cannot access the feedback, so you will still have time 3 hours to complete the feedback. Once again, thank you very much for the speakers, the moderators, and then wonderful participants for your being active in this webinar. Don't forget to check our website regularly, because next month we will be presenting continuity of our webinar. Thank you very much. For you who live in Asia, enjoy your lunch, and then for some of you in Pakistan or in Sri Lanka, maybe you still have to wait some hours to have your lunchtime. Thank you very much on behalf of the AAOU. Once again, from deepest our heart, once again, thank you very much. Thank you, and thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you very much, AAOU, and then thank you very much, moderator, Dr. Jesse, and then speaker, Dr. Khan, and also Ahmad. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you, Dr. Ken, Dr. Wong. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.